My people, it's your boy Leo. I'm here with Ray, and welcome to another episode of Roll Up and Wrestle. Enjoy the show.
Uh, Shoot, I don't have a theme song.
He doesn't need a theme song.
Well, I was trying to come into the show with a theme song. I couldn't think of any.
Not every show deserves a special song.
That's true.
Like welcome.
Booker T was funny. All right. We are here for the main event of the evening. We have Sting versus Hollywood Hogan in Starrcade of 1997?
97.
97.
That is our rivalry talk for today.
All right. Let's shit, man. I hate Hogan.
All right. First and foremost, this was WCW's best work, hands down. The ending to the match was bad, but beforehand, it was good.
Okay, yes. This is probably their greatest long-term build.
This is one of the greatest in wrestling history.
Yeah.
Because of how they did it.
Yeah, you could say that. You definitely could say that. But I've seen big men. Did I have? I don't know if I have seen or even heard of any big men getting over without saying nothing before this. So
No.
this might be it. This might be the rivalry that started. Like people could be silent and still get over.
Yeah,
type of thing.
You think about it. Hogan comes right when the pay-per-view starts. It talks about how Sting was the one man of the company, and then the evil, basically like an evil empire comes along to take over, and now he's trying to regain what was rightfully his. And then the best part about it is with this rivalry, Hogan goes heel and Sting goes anti-hero, where he literally doesn't say a word for 18 whole months. All he does is show the rafters, beat up a couple NWO guys and a couple fake Stings. That's all it led up to this. But I gotta give Hogan his due as much as you hate him. Hogan plays a big part to the build-up. Every time Sting pointed the bat at him, he had a great reaction towards it. Like, I was like, what are you pointing that bat at me for? He keeps doing that. Why is that? He sold it good. He sold that part good. Now, I don't know what made WCW think of this idea, but I don't know who was involved, but
I know Sting was definitely involved.
kudos.
Sting said that he needed to evolve with the times.
Well, yeah.
And that's what happened. And he knew face paint will always be over no matter what. So he just changed up the color of his face paint to black and white because NWO was black and white, so it was like the colors were getting over.
Right.
So if you remember in his lost tapes, he said it like, that's why he chose those two colors at the beginning. So I know Sting, he decided not to say anything for a whole year and a half. He decided not to talk. He wanted to see how the fans would react, and the fans just
They ate it.
They ate it up. So he was like, all right, I'm going to stay quiet then. I'm never going to speak. And that's exactly what he did. He never spoke.
And this is what makes the WCW that night. Like, this Starrcade was going on perfect. Obviously, the ending killed the moment.
The finish.
The finish just ruined everything.
Yeah.
But you're never going to see something like this again. There's no way you can pull something off that a guy does not speak for a whole year.
You could. You definitely could if you do it right. Remember, as long as you do it right, that's all that matters. Just doing it right can get it over.
And WWE had Aleister Black quiet for some time, and then that was it.
Well, because Vince doesn't believe in silent killers. It's straight up. Vince does not believe in that nonsense. To Vince, you have to
pull this off.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If the story's right, yeah, you can. Storyline wise, characters right, everything got to click. That's the thing. Everything got to click, and it's hard because you need a lot to click to get that over. You can use an old seasoned vet that used to talk at once upon a time, and then all of a sudden went mute because this evil empire came in and took over the company, and now you're mute. Like things have to fall in line in order to get it over again. I'm not saying it's not impossible to happen, but it could definitely happen again if everything falls in line. That's all it takes.
I remember,
like Kenny Omega could start doing it. He could just start out wrestling everybody, never say nothing, just walk out rings, and no one will be upset. And because AEW keeps on bringing in more WWE guys, and they're the ones who get in the title shots. Meanwhile, Kenny's an EVP, and he's back in the line because Tony Khan is signing with these guys.
right.
Kenny could just be like, you know what, enough talking. I'm just gonna wrestle, and I'm gonna walk out and do my thing, and that's all he does. You're gonna be upset? Absolutely not. You're gonna be like, hell yeah, let's go, Kenny. Let's go, Kenny. And Kenny ends up finally winning the big one. And you're like, he deserved that. He deserved it. He got through and over everything and anything. It can work. You just need the right pieces for it. That's all it is. And then, of course, you need the right dance partner. It can't just be anybody.
I don't think so. This is one of a kind. You can't duplicate this. This was just perfect. This was perfect timing. Whoever thought, look, that was it. That was the 18 months right there. That was it.
Him holding the back.
Look, Hogan had enough. He's like, look, I know this is what you want. But then in the end, Hogan finally realized what Sting's been wanting. So that was the perfect. That was it. He literally came down and Hogan and Bischoff will leave and point back.
Sting should have never spoken.
Well,
I always believe Sting should have been he should have just been WCW's mercenary man. He's that special attraction. He comes when the time is needed and the time is right for him. And he comes bringing the hardware. That's it. You think you're the big bad wolf of WCW, you're going to face Sting. I think Sting should have just... He caught the pop. Everyone was there. But like we were talking off mic, this is where Bret Hart comes in, right?
Yeah, Bret Hart was in this...
I remember I told you, Bret Hart should have screwed Hogan. You could have had the iconic... It would have been an iconic stare down between Bret and Sting. And then that would have been your next year's Starrcade. And you have Bret and Hogan rivalry out in the beginning. And Hogan would have to put Bret over. But Hogan was never going to do that. Why? Because it's Hulk Hogan. And he doesn't believe in that. He didn't want to put Bret over in WWE. What makes
I was shocked he wanted to win this match.
Who, Hogan?
Hogan wanted to win this match.
Of course he did. He wanted to beat Sting. He was hot.
I didn't like he never understood.
He never understood business. He was only in the Hogan business. If it made sense for him and he was going to come out on top, that's what he wanted to do. That's what he was going to do.
Like not knowing, like putting Sting over can help you when you get the belt back or so. It's like, okay, we get like Sting defeated you when we wanted him to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I give him credit just for being in the match because, you know, at that time he was what WCW had as like their top guy because, you know, obviously he got him the legendary heel run. But Sting turning into this character, this was perfect. I knew it was gonna work. The no talking was very different in wrestling because it was like, okay, coming off the Raptors, unhook yourself. Hit a few people with the bat, point at whoever is the star of that little crew, and you just keep on going. Hit the fake Sting whenever they brought him around.
Oh, beat the living crap out of the fake Sting. That's what I would have done. Beat the living bricks out of him. Whoever wants to play fake Sting tonight is going to get their asses beat.
I didn't like the TNA rivalry they had.
Oh, I'm not here to talk TNA rivalry.
I know, but I'm just like
Hogan was over and done, and he didn't want to believe he was over and done.
It was. That's how long the rivalry went with the two of them. And then, you know, Sting obviously did the whole Joker character thing.
Yeah.
But this WCW one, yeah, this could have helped change the company, especially at a time where WWE went and did. Obviously, the screw job happened already. They acquired Bret Hart. This match alone could have helped, like, lead the way to a successful future. Like, you could have, you know, WWE would have probably beaten you in the ratings, but if you're gonna keep developing new stars, you'll get people to watch because it's new talent in the ring and all that. Or it's like, oh, he's good, or I didn't think he was that good. But God, this guy just didn't know what business was.
I told you, he had no idea what business was, man. He was not in it for the wrestling business. He was in it for Hogan. Hogan has always been in it for Hogan. He's never been in it for the wrestling business.
Oh man.
Yeah, old man is definitely right. Definitely right.
Because it's like I think it's the reason that the mistake happens in this match, in the finish. It's like he really like he waits for that person to get hot, and then all of a sudden decides to just go, all right, I'm gonna win. But bro, you make no sense. What are you doing? Like, take the loss. You're Hulk Hogan.
Nope, didn't want to do it.
You can lose any match in this world, and it doesn't matter. You're Hulk Hogan. Like, you're established. You're the biggest name in wrestling. Like, no matter what.
So he didn't want to hear that. He wanted to continue on being the biggest name in wrestling. He wanted to continue on being on top. He was selfish and greedy. That's what he was. He was selfish and greedy.
But then again, that was a lot of WCW wrestlers. He just led the way. He led the way because he was the biggest name.
Exactly.
He wasn't the only one, so I can't just say it was just Hogan.
No, but because he led the way, it led for others to fall in line and do the same, just like him. He was the lead. He was supposed to be the leader of the locker room. He was supposed to be this big name that was supposed to bring all this attention to the company, and he was supposed to raise the company up to new heights and do other stuff. Yeah, he did that, but he did nothing for the company in the long run. He was only in it for himself. And whenever he got there and he wanted the title, no one said anything against it because he was there to make the money. And they thought making their money was just stamping the Hogan name on it and calling it a day. Like, that's what they did. Like, you know how much money and merchandise they made off the NWO name alone? Jesus. Yeah, they're still getting royalty checks, probably in the close 4 digits, just for those every month. That's a lifetime merchandise for them right there.
Yeah, that's a legendary shirt. But he can't sell for nothing.
Nah, he was done. He was done.
Oh my God. It's just, oh man. Just watching this match and knowing what they had going on with Sting obviously taking the title from him, bringing WCW back to life with this NWO war. And then all of a sudden, the best part was they took the belt, like, because of this nonsense in the end, the belt was vacated right after.
Yep. So
it was just like, we set this whole thing up, 18 months in the making, for Hogan to just go, you know what, I feel like winning last minute. Like, I feel like winning the match. Meanwhile, everybody is like, bro, this is the perfect time. Sting got to win. But Hogan said, nah, I feel I should keep the title. You know, keep myself relevant. Because, you know, once I lose, I feel like I'm done. I'm lost without the title.
Yep.
It's just terrible, man. I like how they also put Nick Patrick in the match because he was like the NWO ref.
Oh yeah, that was great.
But it was but nobody got mad because what they did was have like a random selection. They put names in a hat, shook it around. Obviously, it was fixed to get him in there, but
they all said Nick Patrick in the names.
Yeah, I remember J.J. Dillon comes out and he says that Nick Patrick was the referee for the match. So then everybody had doubts because, you know, he obviously works for the NWO. He was Hogan's go-to guy in the matches. But Jesus, I just, like, at this point in WCW, I just felt like Hogan just had, all he had left was his name and the few moves he knew how to still do.
His 5 moves of doom. 5 moves of doom. You can't teach an old horse, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And what Hogan was trying to do was learn how to be a heel. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He still got over as a babyface.
Well, no matter what, people are going to like him.
Oh my God, Sting's amazing. No sell the suit parts. That's so funny. He cross-chopped him. That was interesting. Sting cross-chopped Hogan in a very weird way. He didn't do the X cross-chop. He did the regular, like the whole Shawn Michaels when he was just telling him to suck it. And he was Oh man. Hogan is terrible, man. Let me tell you. He is his time. His time was. This is it. This should have been the last time you ever seen Hulk Hogan on top. This should have been it.
You really think so?
I really know so, because after this, it was all downhill from here.
So you would have ended the NWO here?
I told you, NWO would have been running for 1 whole year for me. 1 whole year, and 5 people at most would have been in it.
So you'd have them run from the 96 to the Starrcade.
Yep, that's it. And everyone's going to lose, and we're going to dismember NWO from here on out. There will be no more NWO.
And once Hogan loses the belt, the team starts...
That's it. Everyone starts to disintegrate and go their own ways. That's it. The outsiders can go back to being the outsiders. Hogan can go back to just being Hogan. But he's going to fall down the card little by little. And if he didn't like it, then he could have just retired.
Yeah, but he was drawing. He was...
I don't care. I don't care. You can draw all you want. You're always going to draw. That's not the argument. The argument is never if you can draw or not. You're always gonna draw. I've come to understand something about wrestling superstar, like top like legends. They will always draw no matter what. Always. They're always gonna get a crowd behind them. Like especially if they were big superstars. Like Flair, you put Flair on TV, he's always gonna attract people to watch Flair. You say he's coming onto the show, he's always going to attract viewers to come to the show. If you do it right, if you don't overexpose him, he will get that mainstream media. He will get you to watch. But in the ring, nah. No way. There's no way you can tell me Ric Flair can still go toe-to-toe, bell-to-bell with somebody in the wrestling ring. There's no way.
Hogan, yeah.
Oh, no, that'd be so terrible.
For WrestleMania?
So terrible. That should be for Saudi Arabia show.
No.
Let them get that.
Why would you want to give them all the good stuff?
That's not nowhere near good.
It's the match we never got in WWE.
And too bad. We're never going to get it. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. Because why? Hogan didn't want to do it in 93. No, it wasn't Hogan. It was Vince. Vince didn't want to do it in 93. That's Vince's fault.
WWE is good with once in a lifetime.
No, they're not. They run things back and call it something else and say, oh, no, it was once in a lifetime. The only difference is they had a title.
Yeah,
No.
You had a title on the line.
No, it's not once in a lifetime.
And like you said, they main evented Mania. They were the last match because they had the title. They put some some value to the title again.
Don't hear it. Don't care. Don't want to hear it. Vince had Hogan and Flair in 93, and he didn't want to pull the trigger. They were selling out every single house show that they were doing while Flair was champion, and Vince still said, yeah, I can't sell with this match being number 1. Okay, Vince, whatever you say. Whatever you say.
And at that time, too, they were the 2 best wrestlers in the world.
They were at their peaks. They were both at their peaks in 93.
Look, there it was. The terrible. Hogan, look at him. He knew what he did. Look.
Nick Patrick knew what Hogan knew what he did. He wasn't losing to Sting. He probably did tell Nick Patrick, hey, listen, don't count fast. Do not count fast. I'm going to hold Sting's shoulders down. Brett knows. Brett's like, yo, you're a real piece of shit right now, my guy. This is how you have Brett.
So Bret Hart had the power to restart the match, basically?
I have no idea how. I would never know how.
So we have a DQ right there.
You think Brett's going to ring for a DQ? Brett ain't ringing for the DQ. He's special guest referee all of a sudden. Oh my god, this is so terrible. This is like, oh man, I don't even know. This is terrible. This is a terrible finish. This
I don't
is
even
so
think
terrible.
Hogan taps.
Hogan taps. Hogan taps. Definitely, Hogan has to tap. There's no way Hogan does not tap. Oh my god. What? See what I'm saying?
All he did was nod his head.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? Hogan didn't want to tap. He didn't want to lose to Sting. So they had to come up with this bogus finish because Hogan didn't want to lose to Sting.
And like party.
Yeah, this is supposed to be their biggest moment. This is what's considered their greatest moment in history.
He got the crew back together. Look, he gave WCW hope.
Listen, look, even the Giant was flip-flocking from face to heel back in the 90s. So that's not even Vince's fault, first of all. I just realized that.
Look at the squad. They're all excited.
Oh, who's excited?
The whole company. They came out to celebrate because Sting is champion.
That's great. You know what happens probably a week later or so? He loses the belt to Hogan?
Look at Hector Garza. He even came to celebrate.
Oh my god, this is terrible.
Look at Stevie Ray.
Look at Bill DeMott holding up Rey Mysterio on their shoulders. That's so funny.
It's an iconic moment for WCW. They knocked down NWO.
Ah, that's real nice. That's great. You know what else happened? He didn't tactically lose. He did not lose. Brett just started ringing the bell.
You know what's the funny thing?
And calling for the finish.
You know what's the funny thing?
What?
People probably pay like $50 for this pay-per-view. And they fought the next night.
Oh, yeah, that's right, for free. We got it the next night for free. No, but we didn't get this moment, though. You don't get the moment. That's what you miss out on. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for the moment. For the moment, everyone's excited because Sting defeated Hogan. But if you really look at it, and if you're older, you're like, wait, Nick Patrick counted regular. It wasn't a fast count. So it looked like Hogan beat Sting clean in the middle.
He speaks.
I know he speaks. I don't know why he spoke. He should have kept his mouth shut. I'm not for nothing. He should have just kept his mouth shut and just been Sting. No one needed to come into the middle of the ring and celebrate.
Everybody's excited.
Everyone thought. Look at Teddy Long. Teddy Long's in the crowd.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They all know now. They got an opportunity at some TV time.
Wow. No, they got no opportunity at nothing. This is all downhill from here.
Look, because Sting has the title.
No, this is all downhill from here. This is it. This is the peak of WCW right here. This is the peak of WCW. Say goodbye.
Later on, the wrestling world, Stone Cold Steve Austin wins the WWE title.
That 98. 98, right after this. Right after this, Austin wins the belt, and that was it. It was over.
Better yet, you know what Vince did to top this? He had a casket match with Michaels and Taker and set Taker on fire with the casket.
Oh my god, look how
King
great
set
that
the
is.
casket on fire in the Rumble.
But man, anyway, back to Sting and man, Hogan's a terrible human being. He's terrible.
You think he ruined WCW?
He definitely ruined WCW.
Him alone?
I can't say him completely alone.
Majority?
I can give him 45% of the blame. By himself. 45% of the blame. 45%. Why? Because he destroyed a lot of stars. He destroyed a lot of future stars for WCW. A lot of great young talent. And he also ran off a lot of good talent. That is a fact. That ended up going to WWF and prospering and throwing WWF into the moon.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely could say Hogan deserves 45% of WCW's downfall.
Wow.
30% was Eric Bischoff for not knowing what he was doing. That's 7. So where's my last 25 going? My last 25%, I'm going to go to Ted Turner.
He was writing the checks.
Because there was no monitoring of where his money was going. There was nothing. It was just, here's my checkbook, give me a wrestling company, let's beat Vince McMahon. That's all I care about.
So
beat Vince in the ratings, that's it.
So when you saying Sting beating Hogan should have never went back to main event. You would have never gave him the rematch, at least to lose.
I would have given him
Like
the
later
rematch.
on?
I would have given him the rematch maybe at Bash at the Beach, maybe like later on. But
But you would have gave Sting like a long title run.
yeah, Sting would have had a very long title run. He would have definitely had a nice good one. Definitely a nice good title run. He would have had a year title run, and then Brett would have taken it from him. Brett would have beaten him at Starrcade.
Yeah, because you had to run the rematch with him, and
Yeah, you can run the rematch very next pay per view.
I mean they did it the next night on Nitro. So.
Well, then there you go. Even better. Throw it the next night on Nitro. It's even better, actually. Actually, that's a better idea. I like that idea, actually. Sting winning and throw the rematch the next night on. Vince is known for that. You know that, right? Vince does rematches the same match right after WrestleMania, and sometimes it is the big title match.
Yeah,
runs them back right
recently
away.
He's been tricking you when Lesnar did it.
Yeah, but it's fine though. It's good. It's good. So yeah, you can run it back the very next night and just have Hogan lose clean. Hogan. That's it.
So you're
It's
gonna
the end of Hogan.
you would give up a big time main event.
Yeah, and then it's the end of Hogan. Well, first of all, I can't now because he went and gone and destroyed all of my talent. He went and go and soured all of my talent. So I would have to rebook it from when he first gets to WCW. Because you have to make other talent happy. You have to do things for other people.
We could make him the GM
For our what? No, he is not the GM. No, sorry, no way. No way is Hogan the GM. No. I'd rather make Alicia Fox before I make him my GM.
Why not?
Yeah, no. No, he does not know what's good for the wrestling business. He knows what's good for the Hogan business. That's what Hogan does business for. Hogan does business for Hogan. That's it. He doesn't do business for the wrestling world. That's it. No, he's terrible. He's a horrible human being. He's like this weird good virus. I shouldn't say virus, God forbid. No, he's not that. No, never mind. He's just like this just like enigma that's good and bad for you. But he does so much more bad than he does good. But people don't see it that way. People see him as the greatest WWF icon ever because that's what Vince pushes him as. And that's just facts. Hulk Hogan has single-handedly ruined two great companies that could have still been around today.
And he had the rivalry with Sting in both of them.
And one of them were good. But that's about it. That's about it. TNA, no. He shouldn't have done TNA. Dixie should have never signed him in TNA. That was a bad move.
Hogan did wrong was go Monday nights.
Hogan did everything wrong. Hogan took away the six-sided ring. Hogan went back to Monday nights. He went 2 Monday nights at 8 p.m. He did a lot of bad things. He brung in Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff brung in Vince Russo. It was just no, and no. Hogan single-handedly destroyed two companies. And TNA, he didn't have 45%. He had 33%. Dixie was the other 33%. And then whoever else ran TNA after Dixie, no, Dixie was more like 80%. 75. We'll go 75. I go 75.
All Hogan did was the
Monday
night.
Hogan deserves the other 25% of TNA.
He really didn't kill them like that.
Hogan destroyed them. Once they went to Monday nights, it was over for them. Completely over. But anyway, that's the end of Hogan and Sting. We don't have to say much about Sting. Sting's amazing. He's a great talent. He's the man. He's the icon, for Christ's sakes. He is WCW.
Hogan is too.
Hogan is nowhere near WCW.
He changed.
You know what? Go ahead. Go. You have any last comments or words? Go ahead. This is it.
Listen. Terry Below, whatever his name is. Hulk Hogan.
Don't even pronounce his name.
He's wrestling wise. I understand why they gave him chances in other companies because of his name value and stuff. But when it comes down to it, for this rivalry, he was money. You cannot say he wasn't money during this time.
Did I say that?
No, I'm just saying.
Is that my argument?
I know, but you bashed him.
Of course I bashed him.
But I just wanted to remind, He may have done some dumb things in the wrestling business, but for this whole segment of 18 months in the making, to then botch it with that finish, before the botch it was great. I felt the botch ruined the moment for Sting, because Hogan wanted to win for some odd reason.
So you okay with Hogan not tapping out and Brett ringing the bell?
He nodded yes.
No, he didn't. He shook his head no.
He said, "You give up." He was like, "Yes."
No, he didn't.
Yes,
he shook his
did.
head no. He shook his head no, my guy.
He went no, and then he said,
no,
yes.
he didn't.
Yes, he said yes.
No, he didn't.
But either way, I felt the rivalry did help the company for the time being. After it, they obviously didn't do nothing with it, shot themselves in the foot. But that rivalry could have been the cornerstone to possibly making WCW better business. But they ruined it. So I feel like that's why this rivalry had to be talked about. Of its importance, even though the ending was so terrible.
This is it. This was the end of WCW right here. They had their run.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at this.
This was their 82 weeks right here coming to an end.
Well, yeah, after that, WWF didn't look back. Because the Rumble and then Mania with Tyson, they looked back.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, all right, we're good.
Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoy that, you can leave, just hold on. My bad. I'm in the clouds right now. Give me a second, guys. My bad. Let's run that back one more time. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions or comments, negative or positive, it doesn't matter. We're Brooklyn boys. We got tough skins. Also, if you guys want to correct us, just also leave down the bottom. Thank you guys for your support. And always remember, it's never a bad thing for a roll-up in wrestling.